Good day to y'all, this is KallOcarina, and before we start today's video, I just want to apologize that we didn't get anything out last week. I actually did try recording 2 videos as a matter of fact, but neither of them worked out. The first one lagged and the second one also lagged because, I don't know why, but we got it sorted out. So this is last week's video. We're going to have another one going up this weekend, so don't worry. You guys are going to have your full dose of KallOcarina. I'll try to get things back on track after this. And yeah, oh, and also one more thing before we start, I just really want to quickly let you guys know that we finally got our logo. Let me show it to you. There it is, guys. Isn't it beautiful? So yeah, this was designed by a really good friend of my dad's. You can see it says KallOcarina in a really cool font. So we got this little thing right here. I like to call it the Cal Force. It's this green and yellow triangle that like summons the great powers of the mystical powers of the universe. I don't know. So basically, this is our new logo. If you check out the channel, you will see that this is actually our new icon. So yeah, this is just to give you guys a heads up. Also, as you paid attention to our earlier videos, we are making t-shirts, and this is going to be on the t-shirts. So if you guys want to get in contact with me and maybe order a t-shirt, just let me know down in the comments below. I'll try to get in touch with you. That way we can get you a t-shirt. So yeah, so the t-shirts should be done by next year, maybe a bit later than that, but don't worry, they will be done soon. And yeah, so before, I probably bored you guys all with this, so we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable. Now, this is a game I have seen nothing about, so we're going to head into the game right now. I hope you guys can hear it, and go. Okay. The end is never the end is never the end. Oh, I see what they did there. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait for it to load.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, it started. Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
I wonder if they ever told him to push the red button.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Hope he has a good salary.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay. Stanley's happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses,
I'm Stanley now.
He got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Well, the guy's right about one thing. I cannot find a trace. Everyone's just gone. That's odd. I mean, I'm used to that. I'm used to people just kind of, well, you're here, so well, we're gonna go now. Yeah. It's depressing! Well, he says to go to the meeting, so I guess I'm gonna do that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I? I don't know. Does this... I hope this leads to the meeting room. This guy better not be tricking me.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yes, but before he did that, Stanley decided to look at these incredibly ridiculous charts. Okay, so what is this? Meeting schedule. Wow. I mean, is my boss like a 4-year-old or something? Is my sister my boss? It's the kind of thing my sister would write on a board. Not cost efficient. What the heck? Get Chris out of the broom closet. Wait. Okay, that's kind of disturbing. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Okay, so what's this? A lot of percent teenagers, size of demographic, space between the teenagers. Ha ha ha, I get that. That's funny. But not actually true though, at least not here where I live. Okay, broom closet. Chris! Chris! I need to save you, Chris! Where are you, Chris?
Into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
No,
so
I must find Chris.
And got back on track.
Chris, are you in here? You
There
know
was
where
nothing
Chris is,
here.
don't you?
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
I know.
No reason to still be here.
Chris is in here somewhere. I will find you, Chris. I will find you. I bet like if I pull something off the shelf, something
It
will
was
scare.
baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing?
I'm looking for Chris.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I'm looking for Chris. Where's Chris? What have you done with Chris? Are you Chris? Chris, speak to me.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Chris is in here. I know
Thought
it.
to mention it.
I must find Chris. Where's Chris? You know where Chris is, don't you?
This is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending
what?
was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
No, I will find Chris. Chris is in here. I know it.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I don't know, Chris. Chris is my dealer. Chris, I need to find you.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You
What?
got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic...
Oh, this is hilarious. I don't know what to say about
and
this.
filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
If someone like
All right.
comes in here and
When you've
scares
done that, just step out into the hallway.
Chris, you've abandoned me, buddy. Just gonna be in here for a little bit longer. I hope like no one comes out and jump scares me.
Second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
I'm gonna go back into the broom closet.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again. Coming to a staircase, Stanley
No, it
walked
locked!
upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I'm gonna walk downstairs. Chris is down here, isn't he? Okay, this is creepy looking. I hope no one's like down here. I hope I don't get like jump scared. I hate
Stanley
jump
just
scares.
couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any
Oh,
logical
I'm going in
sense.
circles.
And as Stanley pondered this,
Oh,
he began to
no.
make other strange observations. For example, Why
Wait,
couldn't
what?
he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled.
Oh.
This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun. And
No, this is a lie.
He had still not woken up.
Look,
How was he remaining so lucid?
the car is still
And then
there.
perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? The voice
Oh!
was describing itself being considered by Stanley as particularly strange.
Oh my gosh!
About a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
No way!
And while he thought it all very odd, and
This is
wondered if
crazy.
voice spoke to all people in
I
their
don't know what to
dreams,
say about
the
this.
truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
No!
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Ooh, that sent chills up my spine, that ending. Oh, it's not done yet.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me.
Is there like
I'm
some
real.
way to get out of this?
I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Whoa, that... Oh my gosh. That was...
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Wait, if it was really a voice in my head, then why was I still able to hear it after Stanley died? Something is not... Okay, I think that there's more than one ending to this. And I think that we might be able to continue this in the next video. But anyway, guys, that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please do leave a big thumbs up in the description, as always. And feel free to leave some comments. Who knows? I might reply to some of them. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, please do subscribe. If you didn't, subscribe anyway. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!